While PDP and APC continue to react to the ruling of a Canadian judge referring to both parties as terrorist organizations, PDP reportedly called the judgment mischievous, while APC called the judge ignorant. Human rights lawyer Femi Falana has now waded into the matter, asking both parties to stop criticizing the judge or the judgment, that instead of abusing him, they should take steps that are very urgent to prove to the world, not just Canadian authorities, that they are not terrorist organizations. In a statement he released, he said, "It is common knowledge that APC and PDP rig elections and announce fake results with the assistance of armed thugs, police and military personnel. Instead of abusing the Canadian judge, the APC and PDP should urgently adopt legal measures to prove that they are not terrorist organizations. If the ruling is registered in United States, United Kingdom, France and elsewhere, members of the APC and PDP may have their visas revoked and may be deported. The federal government should hire immigration lawyers to take urgent action to remove the stigma of infamy contained in the judgment. The collateral damage will certainly affect other citizens, since the government of their homeland has been sponsored by two terrorist political parties."
You don't have right to vote in our own state.
This is a direct proof of what the Canadian judge delivered on that day. How do thugs have the audacity to tell fellow citizens to go back to their state of origin and vote there, when the law and the constitution says that any Nigerian citizen has the right to vote where he lives in the territory of Nigeria? And the worst part was, it didn't just happen only here. There are videos abound where thugs threatened people not to come out to vote. Like you can see in this one, thugs woke up as early as 5 a.m. They were moving in many streets in Lagos on election day.
Area boys in Shogun shooting sporadically. You can see shooting right now as we are talking today, 18th of March 2023. Area boys parading the street of Olori shooting. You can hear the gunshots.
They were warning people, don't come out if you are going to vote for another party. You are only allowed to come out when you are voting APC. How is this not terrorism? Yes, this is pure terrorism. You do not convince people to vote for your man this way by threatening them. No. If you want to convince people to vote for your man, there are many ways to go about it. And the men they support, they never do anything when they get to power to endear themselves to the people that don't ever vote for them. Yes, if you get to power, there are certain things you can do to endear yourself to those people. Go to them, find out what is their problem, and to your surprise, when you solve all those problems, they will vote for you willingly without being coerced, without being forced or threatened. And if we go by this report by Punch newspapers in 2023, they interviewed the Oba of Yoruba in Oka, the Anambra State capital, Alhaji Rasaki Olahan. He said that there are more than 500,000 Yorubas living in Anambra State. The reason they interviewed him was because people in Lagos, supporters of APC, were saying that the reason they threatened many Igbos, the reason they disenfranchised them was because Yorubas were disenfranchised in Anambra State. So the Oba told Punch newspapers that no one disenfranchised anyone, that Yorubas lived peacefully with Igbo people in Anambra State, that no one has ever coerced them to vote this way or vote that way. So if we go by that report from the Oba that there are more than 500,000 Yorubas living in Anambra State, you can agree that at least up to 100,000 of them are adults. Yes. So that means they can vote in an election. Now, if up to 100,000 of them are adults and can vote, let's even assume that about 50,000 of them traveled back to their communities during election time. Okay, if that is true, at least up to 20,000 of them were in Anambra State. And out of 20,000, maybe about 10 or even 5,000 voted in the election. Now the question is, Why didn't we see 5,000 votes or 10,000 votes for Tinubu in 2023 presidential election? The reason is very simple. Not everyone, especially in the South, vote based on ethnicity. When they threaten others, especially Lagos APC guys, when they threaten, harass, and disenfranchise others from voting simply because they know they are not going to vote for Tinubu or APC, they make you feel that the reason they are doing it is because others, especially other people in other areas in the South, that they vote based on ethnicity. So therefore, they are preventing them from voting here just to balance it, just to make sure they protect their own. Don't let anyone gaslight you. Even Yorubas in Lagos voted against Tinubu and APC. Take for instance, Alimosho, the most populous local government area in the whole of Nigeria. APC and Tinubu lost there in 2023 presidential election. Yes, Labour Party won there. So how do you think that a local government area that exists in the heart of Lagos, the heart of Yoruba land, that other ethnicities in Nigeria will be more populous than Yoruba people who are the owners of the area? No, it's not possible. Yoruba people voted against him and they will do so again in 2027. Don't let anyone deceive you that you must vote for your tribesman, blah blah blah. All the narratives they spread, don't listen to them. What should be your utmost priority to decide how to vote for anyone is to check the person's track record. This time is not like in 2022 when people were still guessing. Is he going to do the work? Did he truly build Lagos like they claim? Many questions around. This time it has become empirical. Everyone in Nigeria can see what he can do. He can only bring hunger, suffering, and arrogance, telling you to your face you can't do anything, and narratives, very dangerous narratives for that matter. Now, to show you how crude these people are, how arrogant they are, they don't even understand what it means to be performative in your actions. Pretend as if you're working, you are doing the right thing. Create alibis so that in the future you can deny. Yes, it's called alibi for deniability. You can say, you said this at that time, you condemned this when it happened, so no one can hold you responsible in future and say, after all, these people were working for you. You didn't say anything, you didn't condemn it, nothing. Yes, that's exactly what happened. When these boys were disenfranchising millions from voting in Lagos, none of the beneficiaries said anything. Sanwo-Olu never condemned it. Tinubu, the ultimate beneficiary of the massive disenfranchisement, he never uttered a word. He never condemned it. Buhari, that was in power, that supervised the election, he never uttered a word. He never said anything. So, silence is complicity. These boys weren't acting alone. It was from the inside, the orders they were giving. After all, people hired them. Yes, the orders they were giving was to stop anyone who looks like an Igbo person from voting. Videos are everywhere.
If you don't vote APC for a year, go your house. Nobody force you come here. Go house, so if I see you vote another, I will call Luca. If I see you vote another part, go ahead our house. You no come joke for here. This territory where you dey na APC o. Go your house. Go relax.
What they should have done to create that alibi for deniability in the future, all of them were supposed to come out on national television to condemn these actions. Yes, but instead of condemning it, some of them even gave excuses on behalf of the thugs, like the police spokesman at the time that defended the chief thug in Lagos at the time, who openly threatened Igbo people not to come out to vote. Yes, this is the video.
Please, if you don't want to vote for us, please sit down for sit down for
No APC member condemned this thug who openly threatened fellow countrymen from coming out to vote. Yes, it was an election, not a war. Why do you declare war on your fellow countrymen just because of election? So the Canadian judge is right. This is terrorism. They have taken politics to another level completely. If you cannot compete based on competence and other issues that are supposed to be the yardstick to measure and compare political opponents, if any Nigerian politician can't compare on all these, the next thing they do is to resort to ethnic politics, thuggery, and terrorism. Yes, that was also why he chose a fellow Muslim as his deputy. He wanted to appeal to the Muslim North. So at the end of the day, the same man that did all this, he played ethnic politics, he also played religious politics. The same man now turned around to accuse another man that kept shouting, "Don't vote for me based on religion or because of who I am, vote for me based on competence and others." They are now accusing the man of being the one that played ethnic politics and religious politics. In conclusion, the Canadian judge is right by referring to APC and PDP as terrorist organizations. Everyone in Nigeria can attest to the fact that APC and PDP members always use violence, threats, and rigging to win elections. That's why it's easy for PDP members to decamp to APC. They are like two sides of one coin. Look at all the political jobbers and spokespersons that once worked for PDP. They are now working for APC under this administration. So within them, they don't see any difference. They see these two parties as one. And it's simply because they are united in terrorism and violence. Yes, there's no other way to say this. To understand this better, just look at what Wike did. Because he lost the presidential ticket in PDP to Atiku Abubakar, he quickly switched to APC. A party he's been criticizing the past up to 8 years. Since being the governor of Rivers State, he has been criticizing APC. But he went back to his vomit. It can't be a vomit. They are two sides of the same coin. They see each other as one. That was why it was easy for him to just move to APC and abandon PDP. Now his two legs are in the two parties. He's the FCT minister under APC administration. The other right leg is in PDP, where he continues to use lawfare to control the party. So you can understand what is going on. These two parties are one and the same. So when a judge in Canada refers to any one of them as a terrorist organization, it is the right decision. Thanks for watching.